Out there, drifting in the vast ocean of space, lies a galaxy that looks like it was plucked straight from a dream, or maybe a nightmare. The Sombrero Galaxy, with its glowing core and sweeping ring of cosmic dust, stares back at us like a silent, celestial watcher. But this isn't just another pretty face in the cosmos. Hidden within its swirling arms are secrets that have left astronomers scratching their heads. 30 strange objects that don't fit the rules, that defy logic, and that might just rewrite what we thought we knew about the universe. Picture this, a galaxy so distinctive, so unmistakable, that even a casual stargazer would recognize its wide-brimmed silhouette. The Sombrero Galaxy, officially known as Messier 104, is one of the most photographed galaxies in the night sky, and for good reason. Its stunning structure, with a bright central bulge surrounded by a dark, dusty disk, makes it look like a cosmic hat floating in the void. But beneath that mesmerizing beauty lies something far more intriguing. Scientists peering into its depths have stumbled upon anomalies, objects that shouldn't exist, phenomena that challenge our understanding of physics itself. Some of these enigmas flicker like ghosts, vanishing before we can study them. Others linger, stubbornly refusing to fit into any known category of celestial bodies. What could these mysterious objects be? Are they remnants of ancient stellar collisions, or something far stranger? Black holes behaving in ways we've never seen, or even signs of forces we haven't discovered yet? The more we learn, the more questions arise, pulling us deeper into the mystery. And that's where the real adventure begins, because this isn't just about cataloging oddities in space, it's about confronting the limits of human knowledge. Every unexplained flicker, every bizarre trajectory is a clue waiting to be unraveled. So buckle up. We're about to dive into the shadows of the Sombrero Galaxy, where the answers are as elusive as the objects themselves, and where the truth might be stranger than anything we've imagined. The first of these bizarre enigmas lurking in the Sombrero Galaxy isn't something you can see, it's something you notice by what's missing. Astronomers call it the Phantom Vortex, a vast, swirling void near the galaxy's heart where stars don't just orbit, they twist, as if caught in an invisible whirlpool. The strangest part, this cosmic maelstrom gives off no light, no heat, no telltale radiation. It's a shadow dancing across the fabric of space, warping everything around it while remaining utterly invisible. So what could possibly create such an eerie effect? One leading theory points to an unseen black hole, one far heavier than our models predict, lurking just out of sight. But there's a problem. Black holes, even the supermassive ones at the centers of galaxies, usually announce their presence with violent bursts of energy as they devour matter. This one is silent, almost shy, bending starlight without a trace of its own glow. That's led some researchers to wonder if we're seeing something even more exotic, a dense knot of dark matter, clumping together in ways we've never observed before. Dark matter, after all, doesn't interact with light at all. Could this be one of the first glimpses of how it truly behaves on a cosmic scale? Then there's the vortex's uncanny structure, not chaotic, but strangely organized, like a spiral within a spiral. Some simulations suggest it might be the ghostly echo of a smaller galaxy torn apart long ago, its remnants still swirling like smoke in the wind. Others propose it's a cosmic illusion, a trick of perspective where distant objects align just right to create the illusion of motion where none exists. But each explanation leaves gaps, unanswered questions that keep astronomers awake at night. Because if the phantom vortex is real, if it's truly a ripple in space-time with no source, then our understanding of gravity, of matter, of the universe itself might need rewriting. And that possibility is far more thrilling and far more unsettling than any ghost story. If the phantom vortex plays hide and seek with the laws of physics, then the next mystery is practically shouting for attention. Two blazing rings of ionized gas, locked in perfect symmetry around the Sombrero Galaxy's core. Astronomers call them the twin fire rings, and they're unlike anything else we've spotted in the cosmos. Picture two colossal, glowing halos, each one a searing loop of superheated gas, orbiting the galaxy's heart like synchronized dancers. Their precision is uncanny, no wobbles, no warps, just flawless circles hanging in space like cosmic streetlights. How does something so perfectly balanced exist in a universe ruled by chaos? Normally, gas clouds in galaxies clump and twist, torn apart by gravity or stellar winds. But these rings, they're pristine, as if sculpted by an unseen hand. One theory suggests they're the scars of a cataclysmic collision, a smaller galaxy plowing through the Sombrero's core millions of years ago. The impact could have sent shockwaves rippling outward, compressing gas into these eerie, symmetrical bands. It's a compelling idea, except for one glaring issue. Galactic smash-ups rarely leave behind such clean geometry. Then there's the radiation puzzle. The rings don't just glow, they pulse with high-energy light far hotter than typical gas clouds. Some researchers think hidden neutron stars or black holes might be embedded within them, acting like invisible furnaces. Others speculate the rings are feeding zones for newborn stars, their intense heat cooking up stellar nurseries in midair. But if that's true, why haven't we spotted any stars forming inside them? The most unsettling possibility. These rings might be cosmic mirages, illusions created by the galaxy's sheer mass warping light from objects behind it. If so, they'd be gravitational fingerprints, not physical structures at all. But that raises another question. Why don't other galaxies have rings like these? The longer we stare at them, the more they defy explanation. Either way, the twin fire rings aren't just anomalies, they're a direct challenge to our understanding of how galaxies evolve. And until we crack their code, they'll keep burning brighter, stranger, and more stubbornly mysterious than ever. Dangling like a cosmic thread through the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, the silver needle defies everything we thought we knew about celestial structures. This bizarre filament, gleaming with an almost metallic sheen, stretches an impossible 1,000 light-years across space, perfectly straight, as if drawn with a ruler. Most cosmic formations twist and curve under the pull of gravity, but not this one. It's a razor-thin slash of light against the darkness, so out of place that when astronomers first spotted it, they assumed it was a glitch in their imaging systems. But the data doesn't lie. The silver needle is real, and it shouldn't be. So what could possibly create such an unnaturally precise structure? One spine-chilling theory suggests it's the fossilized jet of a long-dead quasar, a supermassive black hole that once gorged on stars, launching a beam of energy so powerful it punched through the galaxy. Over eons, the jet might have cooled, leaving behind this eerie, metallic scar. The math almost checks out, except quasars don't leave behind tidy, needle-thin remnants. Their jets fray and distort like fireworks dissolving in the wind. The silver needle, by contrast, is pristine. That's led some researchers to whisper another, far more radical idea. Could this be the skeleton of an alien megastructure? The concept isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Advanced civilizations, theoretically, might harness stellar energy by building colossal frameworks around stars' structures we've imagined in science fiction for decades. If such a construct were abandoned or destroyed, its remains could linger for millennia, drifting as a ghostly relic. One astronomer described the chills they felt staring at the data. It's as if we've stumbled upon the ruins of a cathedral, but one built by hands we can't comprehend. Of course, not everyone's convinced. Skeptics argue it could be an illusion, a chance alignment of dust clouds catching the light just right. But the needle's temperature readings throw another wrench in that theory. It's not just reflecting light, it's emitting its own faint metallic glow that suggests it's made of something dense, something unusual. Even stranger, spectrographic analysis hints at elements we've never seen in such concentrations outside a lab. The truth, we might be staring at something entirely new, a cosmic phenomenon that rewrites the rules. every time astronomers point their telescopes at the silver needle, it raises more questions than answers. And that's the beauty of it, because whether it's the corpse of a quasar, a forgotten alien artifact, or something beyond our current science, one thing's certain: the universe just got stranger. And the Sombrero Galaxy, it's not done surprising us yet. Tucked between the swirling arms of the Sombrero Galaxy, hovering silently within a dense cluster of stars, floats an anomaly that makes even seasoned astronomers pause. The hollow sphere. This gargantuan, perfectly rounded void stretches nearly 20 light-years wide, a bubble of absolute nothingness suspended in space. Imagine blowing a soap bubble, only this one's edges are razor-sharp, its interior eerily vacant, not a single star, not a wisp of gas, just emptiness carved into the cosmos like a bite taken out of reality. At first glance, it's tempting to write it off as the aftermath of a supernova, a star's violent death blasting away nearby matter. But supernova remnants don't leave behind such immaculate spheres. They're messy, uneven, littered with debris. This looks precision-engineered, as if some force meticulously scooped out everything inside that invisible boundary. Even stranger, the sphere's edges glow faintly with an unnatural blue hue, a spectral signature that doesn't match any known stellar aftermath. That's where the theories take a wild turn. Could this be the calling card of a Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale, a society capable of harnessing the energy of entire stars? Some researchers speculate the hollow sphere might be a Dyson sphere under construction, a hypothetical megastructure designed to encase a star and siphon its power. If a civilization dismantled a star for fuel, they'd leave behind a void just like this. The blue glow may be residual energy from their extraction process, still humming across millennia. Then there's the darker possibility. What if something or someone didn't build the sphere but erased what was inside? Scans reveal gravitational ripples along the bubble's edge, subtle warps in space-time that hint at an unfathomable energy event. Could a weapon or an accident have wiped this pocket of the universe clean? The idea isn't pure fantasy. In physics, theories like false vacuum decay suggest entire regions of space could be obliterated if triggered by a quantum catastrophe. Yet for all the speculation, one gnawing truth remains: nature doesn't do clean lines. Not like this. Whether it's the hand of intelligence or a freak cosmic accident, the hollow sphere forces us to confront how little we truly understand. Because out there, in the silent dark of the Sombrero Galaxy, something left a hole in the universe, and we still can't decide if it's a tombstone or a billboard. At the outermost fringes of the Sombrero Galaxy, where the light of stars grows thin and the void presses close, something is ticking, not metaphorically, literally. Astronomers have dubbed it the Clockwork Pulsar, a dense, spinning stellar corpse that beams radiation into the darkness with a rhythm so precise it borders on mechanical. Most pulsars, the ultra-dense remnants of exploded stars, emit pulses that waver slightly over time, their rotations gradually slowing like a wind-up toy running down. But this one, its beats arrive every 1.37 seconds exactly, unwavering, as if set by an atomic clock buried in its core. That kind of precision doesn't exist in nature, or at least it shouldn't. Pulsars are chaotic by definition, born from violent stellar explosions that leave behind lopsided, magnetized wreckage. Their pulses typically stutter as they spin, affected by turbulence in their own crushing magnetic fields. Yet the Clockwork Pulsar's signal is flawless, its rhythm unbroken for decades of observations. It's as if the universe handed us a riddle wrapped in a neutron star. Is this a freak of physics or something far more intentional? The implications send shivers down the spine. One camp of researchers argues we're seeing a natural phenomenon pushed to extremes, perhaps a pulsar locked in a gravitational dance with an unseen companion, their mutual tug keeping its spin unnaturally steady. Others point to bizarre stellar physics like quantum vortices in the star's superfluid core acting like microscopic gears, regulating its spin with subatomic precision. But there's a third, more provocative idea floating through academic circles. Could this be a beacon? The notion isn't entirely science fiction. In 1974, humanity famously beamed the Arecibo message toward the stars, a deliberate radio signal designed to announce our presence. What if we're on the receiving end this time? The pulsar's location, perched on the galaxy's edge, would make it an ideal lighthouse for anyone or anything navigating the cosmic dark. Of course, skepticism runs deep. Generating a signal this powerful would require energies beyond our wildest tech, and nature has fooled us before with mimicry. Yet the Clockwork pulsar keeps ticking, indifferent to our debates. With every pulse, it taunts us with possibilities. Maybe it's the universe showing off, bending the rules just to remind us how much we don't know. Or maybe, just maybe, it's the first note in a conversation we're only beginning to hear. Either way, its rhythm lingers, a steady heartbeat in the silence waiting for us to listen closer. Deep in the Sombrero Galaxy's dusty arms, two objects play tricks with light and sound in ways that bend reality itself. First, the Mirror Shards, floating slabs of ice and silicate so unnaturally smooth they act like cosmic panes of glass. These jagged fragments, some as wide as cities, catch starlight and fling it back with eerie precision, creating mirages that warp the galaxy's silhouette. But here's the twist: they don't just reflect light, they amplify it. Point a telescope at one and suddenly distant stars appear brighter, their light oddly polarized, as if the shards are lenses sculpted by something or someone. Then there's the echo cloud, a drifting haze of ionized gas with a habit that chills astronomers to the bone. When radio signals pass through it, the cloud doesn't just absorb them, it replays them hours later, note for note, like a cosmic tape recorder. A probe's transmission in the morning might whisper back at midnight, perfectly intact but faint, as if the cloud is whispering secrets from the past. The strangest part, these two phenomena might be linked. One theory suggests the Mirror Shards are fragments of a shattered megastructure, perhaps a colossal lens or prism, while the echo cloud could be its energy source, a lingering pocket of warped space-time where sound moves backward. Imagine dropping a pebble into a pond, then watching the ripples flow inward instead of outward. That's the kind of physics-defying behavior at play here. Others argue both are natural oddities spun from extreme conditions. The shards might be remnants of a frozen moon torn apart by tidal forces, their surfaces polished to perfection by micrometeorite impacts. The echo cloud, possibly a plasma vortex where magnetic fields twist radio waves into loops, delaying their escape, but natural explanations falter under scrutiny. No known process accounts for the echo cloud's precise time delays, or why it only remembers certain frequencies. Then there's the spine-tingling alternative: these aren't natural at all. The shard's geometric perfection hints at artificial origins, like debris from a shattered Dyson swarm. As for the echo cloud, its behavior mirrors human experiments with quantum memory storage. Could we be looking at the ruins of a communication network designed to bounce signals across light years? Or perhaps a warning system replaying danger signals long after the threat has passed? The truth remains out of reach, but one thing's certain: these anomalies don't just reflect light and sound. They reflect our own limitations, showing us how much we still don't understand about the fabric of the universe. And somewhere in the Sombrero Galaxy, the echoes keep coming, and the mirrors keep shining, waiting for us to piece together what they're trying to show us. Amid the swirling dust lanes of the Sombrero Galaxy, an eerie crimson stain stretches across the darkness, the Blood Nebula. This sprawling cloud of gas glows with an unsettling, rust-colored hue, its tendrils branching like fractured veins against the cosmic backdrop. Most nebulae dazzle with ethereal blues or radiant purples sculpted by the gentle touch of starlight. but this looks wounded, as if the galaxy itself is bleeding into the void. What gives the Blood Nebula its ghastly color? Spectroscopy reveals an unsettling answer: iron, lots of it. The cloud is saturated with ionized iron particles, atoms stripped of their electrons and left to drift in a charged metallic haze. That's bizarre because iron-heavy nebulae usually form in the aftermath of supernova, violent stellar explosions that forge heavy elements in their cores. But here's the catch: there's no dead star at the heart of this nebula. No remnant, no shockwave patterns, just silence and all that iron hanging in space like a cosmic crime scene with no body. One theory suggests a rogue neutron star might be to blame, a dense, fast-moving corpse of a dead sun that plowed through the region long ago, shredding planets or asteroids rich in metals along its path. Imagine a bullet tearing through a cloud of iron dust, leaving behind a suspended, rusty mist. Yet scans show no neutron star nearby, and the nebula's structure is too diffuse for such a localized event. Then there's the darker possibility: a star-eater at work. Some supermassive black holes don't consume stars neatly. They rip them apart in tidal disruption events, scattering their guts across space. If a star rich in iron met this fate, its shredded remains could have created the Blood Nebula's macabre palette. But again, the galaxy's central black hole is too distant, and no other black holes of the right size have been spotted nearby. Perhaps the most chilling explanation lies in something even rarer: an ancient quasar eruption. Billions of years ago, quasars, the brightest objects in the universe, could have belched jets of iron-rich material across galaxies. The Blood Nebula might be a fossil of that eruption, a relic of a time when the Sombrero Galaxy was a seething, active monster. Or maybe we're seeing something entirely new. The nebula's iron isn't just abundant, it's arranged in strange, filamentary patterns that defy fluid dynamics. It clumps in ways that suggest an invisible force, magnetic fields, dark matter interactions, or something else is sculpting it from the shadows. Whatever the truth, the Blood Nebula isn't just a cosmic oddity. It's a reminder that even in the vast, ordered beauty of the universe, there are still corners that feel unsettlingly primal. Places where the rules blur, and the cosmos shows us a face we don't quite recognize, one stained with the ghosts of violence we can't yet comprehend. Floating like a cursed jewel in the Sombrero Galaxy's embrace, the black diamond defies every law of cosmic aesthetics. This planet-sized enigma drinks in starlight like a void, swallowing every photon that dares to touch its surface, yet against all logic it sparkles. Not with reflected light, but with eerie, self-generated twinkles that dance across its featureless face like stars winking in and out of existence. It's as if someone took a black hole and carved it into a faceted gem, then set it adrift to haunt the galaxy. What could possibly create such a paradox? Initial scans revealed the diamond's density is off the charts, compact enough to rival neutron stars, yet strangely brittle in its gravitational profile. Some researchers think it might be a colossal cosmic crystal, a lattice of carbon atoms forged under pressures so extreme they've birthed an entirely new state of matter. Imagine a diamond the size of Jupiter, its atomic structure twisted into configurations we've never seen in labs. The twinkles, possibly quantum fluctuations along its surface, electrons tunneling between layers in a subatomic light show. But the unsettling truth is that crystals, even exotic ones, don't behave like this. Natural formations don't absorb light so perfectly, nor do they emit timed, rhythmic glimmers. That's led to whispers of something far more unnerving. What if the black diamond isn't a natural object at all? Its geometric precision hints at artificial origins, like a Dyson sphere stripped down to its skeletal frame. One radical theory suggests it's an energy harvester, designed to soak up radiation from nearby stars and convert it into something else entirely. The twinkles might be discharge pulses, the equivalent of a cosmic battery venting excess power. Then there's the chilling symmetry of its facets. Every observed glitter aligns along precise geometric axes, as if the entire structure were engineered to interact with specific wavelengths. It's almost too perfect, like finding a circuit board in the middle of a jungle. Even its orbit is suspiciously strategic, drifting just close enough to a binary star system to siphon energy without being torn apart. Yet the most haunting question isn't how it works, it's why. If the black diamond is artificial, what civilization would build such a thing, and what were they trying to power? The terrifying beauty of this object isn't just in what we see, but in what we can't. The possibility that we're staring at the fossilized heartbeat of a technology far beyond our own. Every flicker, every perfect angle feels like a message in a language we're only beginning to decipher. And somewhere in the depths of the Sombrero Galaxy, the diamond keeps glinting, patient, inscrutable, and utterly indifferent to whether we ever understand its secrets. Drifting through the Sombrero Galaxy like a cosmic tuning fork, the singing comet baffles astronomers with a performance no one saw coming. This icy wanderer doesn't just streak silently through the void it broadcasts. As it swings around the galaxy's core, the comet emits eerie, perfectly harmonic radio waves, pulsing in a rhythm so precise it sounds like a celestial choir humming across the electromagnetic spectrum. At first, researchers dismissed the signals as interference, a glitch in their instruments, but the pattern persisted, rising and falling in mathematical sequences that mirrored the Fibonacci spiral, a numerical pattern found in everything from sunflowers to spiral galaxies. The comet's song isn't random noise. It's structured, almost deliberate, cycling through frequencies that align with the golden ratio, a proportion so aesthetically pleasing it's woven into the DNA of art and architecture on Earth. So what's creating this otherworldly melody? One camp argues for natural resonance. Comets, after all, are cosmic ice balls laced with minerals. As they near stars, solar radiation vaporizes their surfaces, releasing charged particles that can interact with magnetic fields to produce radio waves. But here's the twist: normal comet emissions are chaotic, staticky bursts, not symphonies. The singing comet's precision suggests something far stranger. Some scientists speculate its nucleus might harbor a rare crystalline structure, with internal cavities acting like organic flute holes, shaping solar wind into harmonic vibrations. Others point to the comet's unique orbit, a gravitational dance that could amplify specific frequencies over time, like a pendulum swinging in perfect sync with its environment. Then there's the spine-tingling alternative. What if this isn't an accident? The harmonies are too clean, too reminiscent of human musical scales, raising the faint but electrifying possibility of design. Could the comet be a natural instrument, or something more? Ancient cultures once interpreted celestial events as messages from the gods. Today, we're left wondering if the universe just handed us a cosmic mixtape, its meaning hovering just beyond our grasp. As the singing comet continues its endless loop through the galaxy, its radio waves ripple outward, a lullaby or a beacon, depending on who's listening. And with every note, it challenges us to question whether beauty in the cosmos is random or written into its very fabric. In the silent depths of the Sombrero Galaxy, two structures stand out not for what they are, but for what they imply. The first, known as the Floating Monolith, is a stark, rectangular slab drifting through the void, its edges unnaturally straight, its surface polished to a reflective sheen. At roughly 12 kilometers long, it's not the size that unsettles astronomers, it's the precision. Nature abhors right angles, mountains erode, planets round themselves under gravity, and even asteroids wear down into lumpy spheres. Yet here, suspended in the cosmic dark, is a geometric anomaly that looks less like a celestial body and more like something crafted. Then there's the ghostly arc, a faint, crescent-shaped structure that loops through space like a half-finished halo. Unlike the monolith's rigid symmetry, the arc's beauty lies in its defiance. It floats in a region where gravity should have long since torn it apart. No known force binds its delicate curve, and yet it persists, glowing with a pale, ambient light that doesn't match any known stellar radiation. Together, these objects whisper a tantalizing question. Are we looking at the ruins of intelligence, or is the universe simply more artistic than we ever imagined? The monolith's origins are a puzzle wrapped in speculation. Some argue it could be a freak of geology, a rare metallic asteroid forged in a stellar furnace so violent it cooled into a crystalline lattice strong enough to resist cosmic erosion. But metallic asteroids don't stay pristine for billions of years. They collide, they fracture, they crumble. The monolith's flawless surface suggests something else. Perhaps it's a shield, a remnant of some long-lost vessel designed to weather the brutality of space. Spectroscopy reveals traces of alloys not found in natural space rocks, layered metals that hint at deliberate engineering. Then there's the arc, bending the rules of physics as casually as a ribbon in the wind. Its curvature is too perfect to be a debris field, too stable to be a gravitational lens. One radical theory proposes it's a snapshot of warped space-time, a frozen ripple from a black hole's tantrum eons ago. But black holes leave scars, not sculptures. Another, more haunting idea is that the arc is a fragment of a megastructure, a ring world or a Dyson swarm that fell into disrepair. The way it glows faintly at specific infrared wavelengths suggests it might still be active, humming with residual energy from whatever purpose it once served. Of course, the galaxy is older than human comprehension. If civilizations rose and fell here before Earth even formed, wouldn't their relics still linger? The monolith and the arc could be tombstones, or they could be billboards silently waiting for someone to decipher their meaning, or perhaps they're neither. Perhaps they're just cosmic pranks, nature's way of reminding us that reality is stranger than fiction. But one thing's certain, in a universe where floating rectangles and ghostly curves exist, the line between the impossible and the inexplicable is thinner than we ever dared to dream. Among the countless stars in the Sombrero Galaxy, one burns with a secret that sounds almost human. Scientists call it the laughing star, a pulsating giant whose rhythmic flickers, when translated into audio waves, produce an uncanny sound, laughter. Not the chaotic crackle of solar flares or the static hiss of cosmic radiation, but clear, melodic chuckles rising and falling in pitch like a child's giggle echoing across space. At first, astronomers dismissed it as an artifact of data processing, a glitch born from converting starlight into sound, but the pattern held. The laughing star wasn't just variable, it was vocal. So what could possibly make a star sound like it's laughing? The leading theory points to plasma vibrations, enormous waves of superheated gas rippling across the star's surface like the strings of a cosmic guitar. As these waves collide and rebound, they might create harmonic frequencies that, by sheer coincidence, mirror human laughter when processed through our audio algorithms. It's a cosmic echo, a trick of physics translating stellar turmoil into something eerily familiar. But not everyone's convinced. Some researchers note the laughter isn't entirely random. The pitches follow a distinct cadence, repeating in sequences that resemble musical phrases more than natural stellar noise. That's led to whispers of something far more unsettling. What if the laughing star isn't just sounding like laughter? What if it's imitating it? The implications send shivers down the spine. Could this be a form of stellar mimicry? A phenomenon where a star's plasma oscillations somehow learn patterns from external signals. One controversial study suggests the star might be entangled with a dense, magnetized nebula nearby, its magnetic field acting like a record needle, etching vibrations into the star's outer layers. Others propose an even wilder idea. The laughter isn't imitation at all, but a message. If an advanced civilization once used stars as communication beacons, modulating their light like Morse code, then the laughing star could be a fossilized transmission, its original meaning lost to time. Of course, skepticism runs deep. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to humans, and our brains are wired to find patterns even where none exist. The star's laughter might just be a cosmic Rorschach test, our own minds projecting familiarity onto chaos. Yet every time astronomers point their instruments at this celestial jester, the giggles return clear, bright, and just a little unnerving. Whether it's plasma physics or something beyond our understanding, the laughing star refuses to be ignored. And in its haunting, joyful pulses, we're left to wonder, is the universe playing a prank on us, or is there something, or someone else out there sharing a joke we're only beginning to hear? Hovering in the void like a living constellation, the celestial jellyfish pulses with an eerie, hypnotic rhythm. This luminous nebula stretches light years across space, its tendrils of ionized gas swaying as if caught in an invisible current. Most cosmic clouds drift passively, sculpted by stellar winds, but this one moves with purpose, expanding and contracting like the slow breath of some sleeping leviathan. And deep within its glowing heart, something flickers, not the random spark of stellar formation, but a steady, metronomic pulse, as if the nebula itself has a heartbeat. What could possibly explain such lifelike behavior? Traditional astrophysics offers one answer: magnetized plasma filaments. Under extreme conditions, charged particles can align along magnetic fields, forming intricate structures that ripple like cosmic seaweed. The pulsations might be shock waves from nearby stars, or the nebula's own magnetic field collapsing and reforming in cycles. But here's the catch: the jellyfish's pulses aren't just regular. They're adaptive. When radiation levels shift or passing stars disturb its environment, the rhythm adjusts, speeding up or slowing down as if responding to stimuli. That's not just physics, that's borderline sentient. Then there's the composition. Spectrographs reveal traces of organic molecules mixed with the nebula's gases, complex carbon chains that shouldn't survive in such a hostile environment. Some scientists speculate these could be remnants of ancient comets, vaporized and trapped in the nebula's embrace. Others voice a more radical idea. What if the jellyfish isn't entirely natural? Could those organic compounds be more than debris? Could they be part of its structure, a biomechanical hybrid, a fusion of cosmic dust and something else? The most haunting detail lies in the tendrils themselves. They branch fractal patterns, splitting into smaller filaments with mathematical precision reminiscent of neural networks or fungal mycelium. Nature creates fractals all the time in snowflakes, in river deltas, but never with this level of layered complexity. It's as if the jellyfish is growing, learning, rewriting its own shape in real time. Of course, skepticism abounds. The universe is vast and rarity isn't evidence of design. Yet every time astronomers train their telescopes on this luminous anomaly, it defies expectations. Whether it's a masterpiece of plasma physics or a cosmic life form we don't yet understand, one thing's certain: the celestial jellyfish isn't just floating out there. It's watching, waiting, pulsing in the dark like a message in a bottle, one we're only beginning to decode. Tucked away in one of the Sombrero Galaxy's quieter corners, a celestial carousel spins silently, a perfect, unbroken circle of stars known as the infinite loop. This uncanny ring stretches nearly a light year across, its dozens of stellar bodies orbiting in flawless synchronization, tracing a path so precise it feels mathematically impossible. Galactic orbits are supposed to be messy, elliptical, wobbling, chaotic. Yet here, nature defies its own rules, presenting us with a cosmic hula hoop that spins as if held together by invisible hands. At first glance, the simplest explanation is gravitational choreography, stars locked in an intricate dance by mutual attraction. But simulations show something unsettling. This configuration shouldn't last. Even the tiniest gravitational nudge from passing objects or interstellar gas should have sent the stars spiraling out of alignment eons ago. The fact that the loop persists untouched by time or turbulence suggests something far stranger is at work. One theory points to dark matter. An undetected halo of the invisible stuff might be acting like cosmic glue, its gravitational pull fine-tuning the star's orbits into this unnatural stability. Yet dark matter typically distorts more than it refines. It's not known for creating geometric perfection. That's where the wilder hypotheses kick in. Some astrophysicists argue the loop could be the mouth of a stabilized wormhole. It's gravitational lensing bending light in a way that projects the illusion of a starry ring. Wormholes' theoretical shortcuts through space-time are predicted to produce circular distortions at their entrances. If one lurks here, the stars we see might just be reflections, cosmic echoes of real suns trapped in a gravitational hall of mirrors. Then there's the timing. The loop's rotation isn't just steady, it's constant, down to the millisecond, as if governed by an unseen clock. Natural systems fluctuate, this one doesn't. That eerie precision has led to whispers of engineering. Could this be a relic of a civilization that mastered stellar manipulation, arranging stars as navigational beacons or even as a power source? Ancient alien megastructure theories often get dismissed as fringe, but the loop's unnatural geometry forces even skeptics to wonder. Of course, the universe loves to humble us. The truth might be a phenomenon we haven't discovered yet, some quirk of quantum gravity or space-time topology that sculpts stars into shapes we're only beginning to imagine. Until then, the infinite loop keeps spinning, a cosmic riddle written in starlight, daring us to unravel its secrets. Whether it's a doorway, a monument, or nature showing off, one thing's clear: the Sombrero Galaxy still has tricks up its sleeve. Stretching across the Sombrero Galaxy's dusty arms like a celestial spiderweb, the lightning web crackles with raw energy. This vast, interconnected network of plasma threads glows with an eerie blue-white intensity, each filament pulsing in perfect sync with the others, as if conducting some grand cosmic symphony. Unlike the chaotic plasma streams found in most nebulae, these threads form geometric patterns, hexagonal grids, spiraling lattices, even fractal-like branches that suggest an underlying order. Touching one filament sends a surge through the entire web, lighting it up like a neon sign in the void, but the real mystery lies in what powers it. Ordinary plasma structures dissipate without a constant energy source, yet the lightning web has burned steadily for centuries. The leading theory points to an invisible scaffold of magnetic fields woven through the galaxy's dust lanes like unseen wires. These fields could be funneling charged particles into the web, acting as both its skeleton and its battery. Yet even that explanation falls short. The web's energy signature doesn't match any known stellar or black hole activity nearby. It's as if the galaxy itself is feeding it, tapping into some hidden reservoir of power we can't detect. Then there's the static veil, a shroud of distortion hanging just a few light years away. Unlike the lightning web's vibrant display, the veil is ominously quiet, a patch of space where radio signals go to die. Spacecraft passing through it report complete communication blackouts, their instruments flooded with white noise. Even light bends oddly within its boundaries, emerging redshifted and fragmented, as if the veil is gnawing on the very fabric of electromagnetic waves. At first glance, the two phenomena seem unrelated, but look closer and unsettling parallels emerge. The veil's edges ripple with the same rhythmic pulses as the lightning web, just inverted. Where the web crackles with excess energy, the veil absorbs it. Some astronomers believe they're two sides of the same coin. The web could be a colossal transmitter, blasting energy into space, while the veil acts as its counterpart, a cosmic sponge soaking up the excess. The terrifying implication: this might not be natural at all. The symmetry is too perfect, the balance too precise. On Earth, we engineer systems with feedback loops to regulate energy flow. Could the lightning web and static veil be remnants of a galaxy-scale power grid? Or perhaps they're natural phenomena warped by something else entirely. dark matter interactions, quantum vacuum fluctuations, or forces we haven't named yet. One thing's certain, wherever the lightning web shines brightest, the static veil lurks nearby, silent and hungry. Together, they form an electromagnetic dance older than humanity itself, a reminder that the universe doesn't just create chaos. Sometimes it builds circuits. Rising like a monument carved from starlight, the Titan's crown glows with an almost regal arrogance at the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy. This dazzling cluster of supermassive stars, each 1 dozens of times heavier than our Sun, hovers in perfect alignment, their orbits tracing an unmistakable geometric pattern, a circle of 7 luminous points evenly spaced as if positioned by some celestial jeweler. Nature doesn't build crowns. Stars form in turbulent nurseries, their movements chaotic, their arrangements messy. Yet here, against all odds, symmetry reigns supreme. The numbers alone defy belief. The likelihood of 7 hypergiant stars spontaneously arranging themselves into such precise formation is statistically nil. Gravitational interactions should have scattered them eons ago, yet they persist, locked in their flawless dance. Even stranger, their spectral signatures match near perfectly, unusual for stars of this size, which typically burn at wildly different rates. It's as if they were cut from the same cosmic cloth, forged under identical, impossible conditions. So how did this celestial diadem come to be? One camp argues for a freak stellar nursery scenario, a dense cloud of gas collapsing under such extreme pressure that it birthed multiple massive stars in rapid succession, their mutual gravity somehow stabilizing their orbits into this uncanny balance. But simulations crumble under scrutiny. No known natural process explains the crown's precision, let alone the star's synchronized lifespans. That's where the whispers begin. Could this be deliberate? Ancient cultures built stone circles to track celestial events. What if the Titan's crown is a scaled-up version, a beacon or calendar engineered by a civilization advanced enough to rearrange stars? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Theoretical physics allows for stellar engines megastructures designed to nudge stars into new positions over millennia. If such technology existed, the crown might be its masterpiece. Yet the most haunting detail isn't the arrangement, it's the timing. These stars are all middle-aged, burning steadily with no signs of impending collapse. That's suspiciously convenient. Normally, clusters this massive would contain stars at various life stages, some flaring into supernova, others fading into dwarfs. The crown's uniformity suggests something even more radical. What if these aren't natural stars at all, but constructs, artificial suns built to last, arranged for a purpose we can't yet fathom? Of course, skepticism is healthy. The universe is under no obligation to fit human notions of design, but when nature mimics art this flawlessly, it's hard not to wonder. Whether it's a quirk of physics or a signature in the stars, the Titan's crown keeps its secrets close, a glittering enigma floating in the dark, daring us to believe the impossible. Floating in the icy depths of the Sombrero Galaxy, a nebula twists into a shape that chills the soul, the frozen scream. This vast cloud of gas and dust stretches nearly 100 light-years across, its contours eerily resembling a face locked in silent agony, mouth gaping wide as if caught in a moment of cosmic terror. The resemblance is so uncanny that astronomers initially dismissed it as pareidolia, the human brain's tendency to find familiar shapes in random patterns. But the more they studied it, the more unsettling details emerged. The eyes of the frozen scream are 2 dense knots of molecular gas swirling with turbulent energy. Its mouth, however, is the real mystery, a yawning cavity where frigid gas streams outward in jagged tendrils colder than the surrounding void. This isn't just random drift. Spectral analysis reveals the gas is rich in heavy elements like iron and silicon, the kind forged in supernova or violent stellar collisions. That raises a spine-tingling possibility. Could this nebula be the fossilized aftermath of a cataclysm so immense it left a scar in the shape of its own destruction? One theory suggests the frozen scream might be the echo of a gamma ray burst the universe's most powerful explosion. If a dying star unleashed such a beam of energy millennia ago, the shockwave could have blasted through nearby clouds, sculpting them into this ghastly visage. The scream would then be the last gasp of a star, frozen in time as it ripped apart the fabric of space around it. But there's another, even darker interpretation. Some researchers argue the nebula's structure is too precise to be purely chaotic. The mouth aligns perfectly with the Sombrero Galaxy's central black hole, as if whatever caused this scream was pulled toward the void. Could this be the death imprint of an entire solar system, shredded by tidal forces as it spiraled into oblivion? The heavy elements would match torn from planets and scattered into the abyss. Then there's the chilling outlier hypothesis. What if the shape isn't a coincidence at all? Certain advanced civilizations, theoretically, might manipulate nebulae as monuments or markers. The frozen scream could be a warning, a memorial, or even a deliberate signal, a face carved into the cosmos to be seen across millennia. Whether it's nature's cruel artistry or something more, the frozen scream lingers, a ghostly visage etched into the galaxy's fabric. Every time we look at it, we're reminded that the universe doesn't just create beauty. Sometimes it paints nightmares. Nestled in the tangled arms of the Sombrero Galaxy, the quantum fern unfurls its invisible fronds, a whisper of radio waves dancing in fractal perfection. This delicate structure doesn't glow in visible light. It hums across the electromagnetic spectrum, its intricate branches pulsing with signals that repeat, echo, and multiply like a hall of mirrors built from pure energy. At its core, the fern isn't just emitting random noise. It's broadcasting in layers, each transmission nesting inside another like the repeating patterns of a snowflake. The effect is hypnotic, a celestial broadcast that feels less like static and more like a conversation the universe is having with itself. What creates such impossible symmetry? The leading theory dives into the bizarre world of quantum chaos. Under extreme gravitational stress, like near a black hole or neutron star, plasma can fracture into self-similar patterns, its charged particles organizing into fractal shapes as they twist in magnetic fields. Think of it like lightning, but frozen in time, a single bolt branching into smaller and smaller copies, all vibrating in unison. The fern might be nature's accidental masterpiece, a snapshot of cosmic turbulence crystallized into eerie order. But here's where it gets stranger. The fern's signals aren't just repeating, they're evolving. Every few hours, the pattern shifts slightly, as if solving an equation too vast for human comprehension. That's led some researchers to propose an electrifying idea. Could this be a natural quantum computer? In labs on Earth, we manipulate qubits, particles that exist in multiple states at once, to perform calculations. The fern's fractal branches might be doing something similar on a galactic scale. Its plasma strands acting as circuits where information processes itself through quantum entanglement. If true, it would mean the universe has been running its own cosmic code long before we even thought to try. Then there's the timing. The fern's pulses sync up with gravitational waves detected light years away, as if it's tapping into the vibrations of spacetime itself. Whether that's coincidence or communication remains unknown, but the implication is staggering. We might be witnessing a phenomenon that bridges quantum mechanics and general relativity, the holy grail of modern physics. Of course, not everyone's ready to call it a cosmic processor. Skeptics argue it's just an unusually pretty example of wave interference, radio echoes bouncing off dust clouds in just the right way to fool our instruments. But the longer we listen, the harder that explanation is to swallow. The fern's patterns are too precise, too adaptive to be mere accident. It pulses on, indifferent to our debates, a living equation written in the language of the stars, waiting for someone to finally understand its syntax. Flickering like a dying ember in the cosmic wind, the Dyson wisp drifts through the Sombrero Galaxy's outer reaches. a lone, jagged fragment of what might be the most ambitious energy project the universe has ever seen. This metallic shard, roughly the size of a small moon, pulses with residual heat, its surface studded with solar absorbers so advanced they still function after millennia of neglect. The terrifying implication: this isn't just space debris, it's a relic, a piece of something far grander, a Dyson swarm, a theoretical megastructure built to encircle a star and harvest its power. But if this is just one fragment, where's the rest? And why does this one still hum with energy, like a battery that refuses to die? Spectroscopic scans reveal alloys unlike anything found in nature, metals forged at temperatures only achievable in artificial precision environments. Even stranger, the WISP's orbit traces a perfect slingshot trajectory around a nearby red dwarf, as if it's still executing some long-abandoned energy collection protocol. Most tantalizing of all, its energy signature matches no known natural process. Instead, it fluctuates in rhythmic bursts like a heartbeat, suggesting it might still be transmitting data or waiting for a command. Then there's the Oracle Stone, a planet-sized monolith orbiting a volatile star on the galaxy's rim. Its surface, smooth as polished obsidian, does nothing until solar flares erupt. Hours before the star unleashes its fury, the stone's dark face lights up with intricate patterns, mapping the coming storm with uncanny accuracy. It's not just predicting flares, it's displaying them in a visual language that looks suspiciously like circuitry. The correlation is too precise to dismiss as coincidence. Every loop of magnetic energy, every buildup of plasma, the stone charts them all in shimmering glyphs that shift and reform like living equations. One explanation ties these objects together: energy control. The WISP might be a remnant of a civilization that mastered stellar harvesting, while the stone could be a monitoring device, a cosmic dashboard built to track a star's moods. Both suggest a level of technological intimacy with stars that borders on reverence. Were they tools, weapons, or perhaps parts of a larger, lost infrastructure designed to stabilize the galaxy itself? The darkest possibility: these aren't abandoned. The WISP's rhythmic pulses and the stone's flawless predictions hint at systems still active, still fulfilling their purpose long after their creators vanished. If so, the Sombrero Galaxy isn't just hiding relics. It's running on invisible machinery we're only beginning to notice, a ghost in the machine, whispering secrets in a language we've yet to decipher. The Möbius storm twists through the Sombrero Galaxy like a cosmic ribbon caught in an endless loop, a swirling tempest of plasma and dust, but with a topology so bizarre it makes physicists question their textbooks. This isn't just a whirlpool in space, it's a storm folded back onto itself, a perfect Möbius strip where the inside becomes the outside in a single, seamless twist. Fluid dynamics say such a structure should be impossible. Cosmic winds should tear it apart, and turbulence should erase its delicate symmetry within seconds. Yet here it spins, defying every law that says chaos reigns in the void. What keeps the storm from unraveling? One theory points to an unseen knot of magnetic fields, tangled so tightly they act like cosmic stitching, holding the Möbius shape in place. Imagine a tornado threaded through a ring, then twisted once before its ends were glued together. That's the kind of gravitational origami we might be dealing with. But magnetic fields alone can't explain the storm's eerie stability. Simulations show it should have collapsed eons ago. That's led to whispers of something stranger. Could this be a kink in space-time itself? The storm's center pulses with an odd, rhythmic light, flickering in wavelengths that don't match any known stellar activity. Some instruments even pick up faint echoes of gravitational waves radiating from its core, as if the storm is tapping into the fabric of reality. That sparked wild speculation. Is the Möbius storm a natural wormhole, a self-sustaining loop where space folds just enough to create a shortcut through the cosmos? If so, it'd be the first known example of a stable, navigable portal, assuming anything could survive the maelstrom long enough to test the theory. Then there's the glitch hypothesis. Quantum physicists have long theorized that space-time might not be as smooth as it appears, that at microscopic scales, it could be pixelated like a cosmic video game. If true, the Möbius storm might be a rare rendering error, a place where the universe's underlying code briefly glitches, allowing impossible geometry to surface. It's a fringe idea, but the storm's flawless symmetry and unnatural persistence make it hard to dismiss outright. Of course, the simplest answer is usually the right one, except in a galaxy that keeps handing us cosmic riddles wrapped in plasma. Whether it's a door, a defect, or just nature showing off, the Möbius storm lingers, spinning its infinite loop in the dark. And with every rotation, it dares us to reconsider what we think we know about the rules of reality. Drifting through the dust-choked lanes of the Sombrero Galaxy, the bone cluster floats like the remains of some forgotten cosmic titan, a grotesque scattering of pale, jagged shards that eerily resemble a skeletal hand frozen mid-reach. These elongated asteroids, some stretching hundreds of kilometers long, gleam with an unnatural ivory sheen, their surfaces pocked with crater-like pores that look almost organic under high-resolution scan. But the real horror lies in their density. Preliminary measurements suggest these bones of the void are far heavier than any known asteroid, their mass defying the laws of conventional geology. Press a fingertip of rock against them, and it would crumble like chalk against steel. So what forged these celestial remains? One theory points to neutron star collisions, cataclysmic mergers so violent they spew out chunks of ultra-dense matter, fragments of stellar cores crushed into impossible hardness. These bones could be shrapnel from such an event, launched across the galaxy until they cooled into these ghastly shapes. But there's a problem. Neutron star debris typically radiates intense gamma waves, while the bone cluster sits silent, its surface unnervingly inert. That's led to darker whispers. Some researchers note the cluster's uncanny symmetry, the way the largest fragments align like knuckles and phalanges. Could these be the fossilized remnants of something alive? The idea isn't entirely science fiction. Astrobiology has long speculated about life forms thriving in the vacuum, creatures woven from plasma or magnetic fields. If such entities exist, perhaps their skeletons, if they had them, would look like this, dense, mineralized, built to withstand the crush of interstellar space. Then there's the motion. Unlike normal asteroids tumbling chaotically, the bone cluster rotates with a slow, deliberate rhythm, its largest fragments shifting in unison as if tugged by invisible strings. Gravitational analysis reveals no hidden mass nearby to explain this coordination. It's almost as though the cluster is straining against some unseen force, a ghostly tide only it can feel. Skeptics dismiss the biohorror angle, arguing the cluster's resemblance to a hand is just pareidolia, the same trick of the mind that sees faces in clouds. They propose a simpler explanation: exotic matter from a quark nova, a theoretical stellar explosion even more extreme than a supernova, could have birthed these bizarre fragments. Yet even that fails to explain the cluster's lingering warmth, a faint heat signature with no apparent source. Whether it's stellar shrapnel or something far stranger, the bone cluster lingers, a skeletal puzzle suspended in the dark. Every scan, every theory only deepens the mystery, and as it drifts through the Sombrero Galaxy, one unsettling question remains: if these are bones, what was the beast? Glowing like a lantern in the cosmic dark, the neon hive pulses with an eerie, rhythmic light, a vast, honeycombed nebula stretching across hundreds of light years, its walls lined with hexagonal chambers of luminous gas. Each cell flickers independently, some blazing white-hot while others dim to embers, creating a hypnotic dance of light and shadow that feels almost alive. This isn't the chaotic glow of stellar nurseries or supernova remnants. It's structured, deliberate, as if the nebula itself is breathing. And deep within its radiant maze, something hums, a low-frequency vibration that resonates through the surrounding dust like the echo of a distant engine. The first mystery is the hive's geometry. Nature loves hexagons. They appear in beehives, basalt columns, even Saturn's North Pole. But they form under specific conditions, usually through cooling or compression. The neon hive cells, though, aren't solid. They're made of ionized plasma, a state of matter too chaotic to hold such crisp shapes without help. Some astrophysicists suggest an underlying lattice of magnetic fields could be acting like invisible scaffolding, forcing the gas into this uncanny symmetry. But magnetic fields don't usually create patterns this precise or persistent. The hive's walls are razor-sharp, its angles flawless, as if someone or something drew them with a ruler. Then there's the energy source. Most nebulae shine because nearby stars excite their gases, but the neon hive sits in relative isolation, far from any obvious stellar powerhouses. Instead, its glow seems self-sustaining, pulsing in waves that ripple outward from the core like a heartbeat. Spectrographs reveal traces of rare elements, xenon, neon, argon floating in the hive's chambers, their spectral lines shifting in sync with the light cycles. That's led to speculation the hive might be a colossal cosmic battery, storing and releasing energy through mechanisms we don't yet understand, but the most electrifying theory. This isn't just a structure, it's a habitat. For decades, scientists have toyed with the idea of energy-based lifeforms, beings that exist as self-organizing plasmas or electromagnetic patterns. Could the neon hive be a nesting ground for such entities? Its pulsing cells might be incubation chambers, its vibrations a form of communication. Some researchers even point to the hive's adaptive behavior. When probes beam radio signals at it, nearby cells brighten momentarily as if acknowledging the intrusion. Coincidence or curiosity? Skeptics argue it's just an exotic plasma crystal, a natural phenomenon pushed to extremes by unknown cosmic conditions. After all, the universe is vast enough to spawn wonders without invoking alien life. But the longer we study the hive, the harder it becomes to dismiss the unsettling possibility that we're not just observers here, we might be guests. And somewhere in that glowing lattice, something could be watching us back. Deep in the heart of the Sombrero Galaxy, two cosmic oddities defy our understanding of space and time, the time lens and the gravity flower. These anomalies aren't just strange, they seem to rewrite the laws of physics in their own small corners of the universe. The first, the time lens, is a shimmering disk of warped space where clocks tick slower the closer they get to its center. Satellites passing near it return to Earth with timestamps that don't match mission control's records, as if they've dipped into a pocket of thickened time. The effect isn't subtle, it's as if someone pressed pause on reality itself, but only in that one spot. Then there's the gravity flower, a celestial structure so delicate and precise it looks like it was plucked from an alien garden. Its petals are arcs of hyper-concentrated gravity, bending light and dust into elegant curves that spiral outward like a cosmic bloom. Step between those petals, and the pull of gravity shifts unpredictably, sometimes weaker than the moon's, sometimes strong enough to crush a starship like a soda can. Together, these phenomena don't just baffle scientists, they challenge the very foundation of Einstein's physics. So what could possibly bend time and gravity so violently? The leading theory ties both to an unseen ingredient in the fabric of space, exotic matter. This hypothetical substance, long debated in physics circles, might have negative energy density, meaning it could warp spacetime in ways normal matter can't. If the time lens and gravity flower are soaked in this stuff, it would explain their impossible behavior. The lens might be a knot of exotic matter slowing time like syrup, while the flower's petals could be gravity's equivalent of magnetic fields sculpted by invisible forces. But here's where it gets wilder. Some researchers speculate these anomalies aren't natural at all. Advanced civilizations, if they existed, might manipulate exotic matter to build warp drives or time dilation chambers. The time lens, then, could be a fossilized experiment, a relic of someone's attempt to engineer time itself. The gravity flower's precision, meanwhile, hints at deliberate design, like a gravity-based antenna tuned to frequencies we can't yet hear. Of course, skeptics argue nature is plenty weird on its own. Quantum foam, a chaotic froth theorized to exist at the smallest scales of spacetime, might occasionally bubble up into macroscopic oddities like these. Or perhaps we're seeing the fingerprints of higher dimensions, places where our 3D rules don't apply, and gravity and time behave in ways that seem supernatural to us. Whatever the truth, these two anomalies aren't just cosmic curiosities. They're proof that the universe still holds mysteries so profound they bend our minds as easily as they bend spacetime. And somewhere in the Sombrero Galaxy, the time lens keeps slowing the seconds while the gravity flower blooms endlessly, a silent reminder that physics as we know it might just be the tip of the iceberg. Hovering like a phantom in the Sombrero Galaxy's depths, the silent siren defies everything we thought we knew about black holes. This cosmic predator consumes stars with voracious speed, yet it emits no sound, no Hawking radiation, no telltale screams of particles torn apart at the event horizon. It's a vacuum in the void, swallowing light and matter with eerie efficiency, leaving behind only gravitational ripples as its signature. Most black holes announce their presence with violent bursts of X-rays or gamma radiation as they feed, but the siren, it's stealth incarnate, a shadow in the cosmic night. What makes this black hole so unnervingly quiet? Hawking radiation. The faint glow predicted to leak from every singularity should be its death rattle, the slow evaporation of its mass over eons. Yet the siren gives off none. One possibility is that it's not a traditional black hole at all, but something more exotic, a gravastar perhaps, a theoretical object with a surface of ultra-dense matter instead of an event horizon. Gravastars could explain the silence. Without a true singularity, there'd be no quantum particle pairs to generate Hawking radiation. But here's the catch, gravastars are purely hypothetical, and the siren's gravitational pull matches a black hole's perfectly. Then there's the feeding frenzy. Stars near the siren accelerate toward it at velocities that defy natural orbital decay, as if yanked by invisible strings. Normal black holes tug matter into lazy spirals. This one seems to reach out and snatch its prey. That's led to spine-tingling speculation. Could the siren be engineered? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Advanced civilizations might harness black holes as energy sources or even navigational anchors, using technology to suppress their radiation and amplify their pull. If so, the siren's silence could be intentional, a cloaking mechanism to hide its true purpose. Skeptics counter with astrophysical oddities. Maybe the siren's accretion disk is angled perfectly edge onto Earth, hiding its radiation behind a curtain of dust. Or perhaps it's feasting on dark matter, which wouldn't produce the usual fireworks of stellar material. But neither theory fully explains the unnatural speed of those doomed stars. Whatever the truth, the silent siren forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge. Is it a cosmic anomaly, a loophole in physics, or something far more deliberate? As it drifts through the galaxy, mute and hungry, it reminds us that some of the universe's most terrifying secrets aren't just hidden in the noise. Sometimes they're hiding in the silence. Tucked away in the dusty outskirts of the Sombrero Galaxy, a cosmic curiosity spins with impossible precision, the Clockwork Galaxy. This tiny celestial replica, no larger than a star cluster, mirrors its parent galaxy with eerie accuracy. The same distinctive bulge, the same sweeping dust lanes, even the same tilt against the backdrop of space. But here's what defies logic. It rotates as a single, unified structure, every component moving in flawless sync, as if gears and cogs were hidden beneath the stars. Galaxies don't behave this way. Their vast scales mean stars orbit at different speeds, their motions chaotic over time. Yet this minuscule mimic moves like a wind-up toy, its rhythm as exact as a metronome. So how does nature craft such a perfect scale model? One theory suggests an ultra-rare gravitational resonance, a pocket of space where the pull of nearby stars and dark matter aligns just right to create a self-contained system. Think of it like a whirlpool within a whirlpool, a smaller eddy spinning in perfect harmony with the larger current, but even that explanation feels shaky. Gravitational resonances can create orderly orbits, but not this level of geometric perfection. The Clockwork Galaxy's symmetry is too clean, its rotation too precise, as if it were engineered rather than born. That's where the whispers of design creep in. Could this be a relic of a civilization that mastered stellar manipulation? Imagine a culture so advanced they built miniature galaxies as teaching tools or even as monuments. It wouldn't be the first time humans have crafted models to understand the cosmos. We've done it for millennia with orreries and planetariums, but scaling that up to a functional, star-filled replica would require technology beyond our wildest dreams. The energy alone to bind stars into such a configuration is unimaginable. Yet the most unsettling possibility isn't artifice, it's imitation. Some physicists speculate the Clockwork Galaxy might be a cosmic echo, a rare fluctuation in the fabric of space-time where the universe briefly folds back on itself, creating a fleeting copy of something grander. If true, it would mean the laws of physics allow for spontaneous self-similarity, like a droplet of water reflecting the entire sky before it merges back into the ocean. Of course, skeptics cling to simpler answers. Maybe it's a trick of perspective, a chance alignment of unrelated stars that only looks like a miniature galaxy from our vantage point. But detailed scans reveal gravitational bonds between the stars, proving they're truly connected. Others argue it's a temporary phenomenon, a fleeting moment of order in a chaotic universe. Yet the Clockwork Galaxy has spun undisturbed for centuries, its rhythm unbroken. Whether it's a quirk of gravity, a message in stars, or something beyond our current science, one thing's certain. This tiny, ticking marvel forces us to confront how little we truly understand about the rules or the architects of the cosmos. And as it turns in the void, mirroring its colossal parent, it leaves us with a haunting thought. If this is the universe's idea of a coincidence, what else might it be hiding? At the edge of the Sombrero Galaxy's observable data, where telescope readings blur into static, there's something that shouldn't exist, an anomaly so elusive it's been dubbed the Grand Illusion. This ghostly structure flickers into existence only when you're not looking directly at it. Stare straight at its coordinates and the sensors show empty space. But glance away, let the instruments capture it peripherally, and the data spikes. A sprawling, labyrinthine pattern of light and energy, twisting through the void like a half-formed thought. It's as if the universe itself is playing a trick on us, revealing a secret only when we're not paying full attention. What could explain such bizarre behavior? One camp argues for a cosmic glitch, a flaw in the fabric of spacetime where radiation or gravitational lensing bends light in just the right way to create an optical illusion. Imagine a funhouse mirror woven into the galaxy's structure, reflecting distant objects at odd angles but collapsing into nothingness when viewed head-on. The math almost works, except the grand illusion's reflections don't match any known light sources nearby. They're unique, as if the mirror is showing something that doesn't exist anywhere else. Then there's the projection theory. Some researchers suggest the anomaly might be a holographic echo, a remnant of a higher dimensional object casting a shadow into our three-dimensional space. In this scenario, the illusion isn't really there, it's a distorted imprint, like a fingerprint smudged on the window of reality. Look at it directly and the angle flattens, erasing the effect. But catch it from the side and the depth returns, revealing fragments of a shape we can't fully comprehend. But the most unsettling explanation, the grand illusion might not be a glitch or a shadow. It could be reality itself unraveling. Quantum physics tells us particles exist in states of probability until observed, collapsing into certainty only when measured. What if this principle scales up? What if entire structures can flicker between existence and oblivion based on perception? The illusion's behavior mirrors theoretical models of quantum Darwinism, where only certain states of reality survive interaction with an observer. In other words, the act of looking might not just reveal reality, it might create it, and the grand illusion could be a cosmic blind spot, a place where the rules falter. Of course, skeptics wave away such speculation. They argue the anomaly is simply a quirk of incomplete data, a pattern our brains insist on finding in the noise. But the consistency of the phenomenon is hard to dismiss. Over a dozen independent observations, from radio telescopes to gravitational wave detectors, have recorded the same eerie pattern, present in the periphery, vanishing under direct scrutiny. Even artificial intelligence algorithms trained to filter out noise flag the illusion as a persistent anomaly. So is it a glitch, a projection, or a crack in reality itself? Perhaps the most haunting possibility is that the answer doesn't matter, because the grand illusion isn't just challenging our tools or our theories. It's challenging our very role as observers. Every time it slips from view, it whispers an uncomfortable truth. The universe might not be as solid, as knowable as we'd like to believe. And somewhere in the Sombrero Galaxy, it lingers half there, half not, a riddle wrapped in the act of looking away. From the eerie precision of the infinite loop to the haunting silence of the Dyson wisp, the Sombrero Galaxy's 30 strangest objects don't just defy explanation, they rewrite the rules of reality. Each one is a cosmic riddle, a crack in the foundation of what we thought we knew. The Phantom Vortex bends space without a trace. The Titan's crown arranges stars like jewels on a celestial diadem. The quantum fern hums with patterns too perfect to be random, and the grand illusion, it vanishes the moment we try to pin it down. These aren't just anomalies, they're invitations to question everything. So what's really going on in the depths of the Sombrero Galaxy? Are these wonders simply nature showing off, pushing the boundaries of physics in ways we've yet to understand? Or could they be signatures of something more, artifacts of intelligence so advanced they blur the line between the cosmic and the crafted? The evidence teeters on a knife's edge. The Clockwork galaxy spins with mechanical precision. The silver needle gleams like a tool dropped by cosmic engineers. Even the laughing star's eerie cadence feels less like chaos and more like a language we're just beginning to hear. But here's the thrilling part: we don't have to choose. The universe is vast enough to hold both the unimaginably strange and the inexplicably deliberate. Maybe these objects are natural miracles, maybe they're messages, or maybe they're something else entirely, a third option we haven't even dreamed of yet. That's the beauty of the unknown. It doesn't just challenge our answers, it challenges our questions. So what do you think? Are we staring at the universe's hidden blueprint, or the fingerprints of those who came before us? Drop your wildest theories in the comments, because the conversation is just as important as the discovery. And if you're hungry for more cosmic mysteries, hit subscribe. The Sombrero Galaxy isn't done surprising us, and neither are we. The universe